So today we're going to explain the anime. Its main character is going to be liked by you a lot. So definitely watch the video completely and watch the video very carefully. Otherwise, you may not understand the series. So without any delay, let's start the video. Then the story begins and we come to know that a strange disease is spreading among the young children, due to which all the people have started staying mostly on the internet, due to which they have stopped going out completely and are always engaged in their electronic devices. And people have named this disease internet addiction. So now to cure all the children and to make them capable of all the work again, people have created an academy named the Elite Reduction Academy. This is a place where children will be taught to live again by keeping them away from the internet. After which we see a boy playing a game who is enjoying playing a game a lot, and after completing one game, he is going to start another game, but then that boy suddenly fainted. After which in the dream that boy sees that his mother is telling him that now he does not need to go to school and he can play the game comfortably. Then the boy opens his eyes, and we come to know that his name is also Hickey, and he sees himself in an unknown place, and he could not understand where he is and how he came here. There were some other people in that room with him, and they are talking that maybe this door is closed from outside. That is why it is not opening. But then Hickey also screams very loudly and says that has he come into the game world. He was feeling like this because there were total 4 people in that room, and that door was also locked. Mostly, sir, every game starts like this. Then he goes to that other boy and starts asking them whether they are all soldiers and whether they have to kill zombies or monsters now. But one boy pushes Kiwi and says that he is the only one among them who is not understanding anything. He also says that if he is not understanding anything, then he should sit quietly on the side and not make such noise. But then another boy tells him to be quiet because he heard the sound of some people coming, and then the gate opens and 4 men who also have weapons come inside. Before he understands anything, a lady starts coming, seeing whom everyone gets very scared, and she asks that man whether today they have found these dirty people whom they have to reform. Then that lady tells all of them that right now they are all in the Elite Reduction Academy, and she is the headmaster here, and her name is Jean, after which we see the academy where all the children were very upset because they were being made to run continuously since morning. Now it was evening, due to which a boy asked to rest, and he fell on the ground. But a man comes there who beats that boy very badly. And he also tells the others that if they refuse to run, then the same will happen to them, and also whoever comes last will have to do 5 more laps. Then we see a boy who was lying comfortably, and he was liking all this a lot. Then that boy starts looking at which knew. Children are in their academy this time. On the other hand, one of the 4 boys says that they cannot keep them captive like this, because he knows everything about them. It is not an academy, but internet addicted children are tortured there. But then one of those men comes forward and starts beating that boy very badly. Seeing this, all the other boys got scared, and Jean asked that man not to hit him on the face because their parents will also come to meet them next month. Then after beating that boy very badly, that man tells that he is the head instructor of that academy, and his name is Cyan. After which he asks the other 3 boys to stand in a line and tells them that at this place they will only obey him and they have no right to refuse. Then we again see the same boy who is reading about Hibby, and we come to know that Hibby was sent to this academy by his mother, and he will stay here until Hibby turns 18. Cyan tells this to Hibby as well, and he was very surprised to hear this, because he could not believe that his mother could do something like this to him, and also he was still a year away from turning 18, and how could he spend such a long time here? Then Kian asks him a question and starts beating Hickey B when he gives any answer. After which Hickey B sees that they were being kept very badly at that place, and they were also being beaten up continuously. Then Kian tells them that they will wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning and will come back to their hostel at 9 o'clock. Hickey was also listening to all this, and was also understanding that they are not being kept like humans at all in the school. They are being treated worse than animals here. That is why now the only thing on his mind was to get out of there, after which he starts going to the roof. And while going, he thinks that when he used to live on his roof, he used to be busy only in games. And when his mother used to come to give him food, then he used to chase them away. Then he reaches a roof and sees that there is only force around, and he is imprisoned in a very big place, and that place is no less than a prison. On the other hand, we give some boys the boys were old enough to be in that place, and that's why they were not bothered much, because it was believed that they had reformed. Then all the instructors bring the 3 boys there, but then they see that 𝐂𝐒𝐸 is also missing. Seeing this, they all start looking for him. Here 𝐂𝐒𝐸 was also watching all this from the roof, and he was thinking of jumping and giving up his life because he cannot bear so much beating. Then the same boy comes behind him whom we saw earlier. Then that boy starts telling him that he should jump down, because only if he gives up his life, the world will come to know that students are being killed in this academy. This will free more than 1,000 students, and 𝐂𝐒𝐸 will become a hero. He is also listening to all this, but in the end he refuses to jump. Then that boy tells 𝐂𝐒𝐸 that if he gives him his life, he will give meaning to his life. Then that boy tells 𝐂𝐒𝐸 that he will make him a man, but 𝐂𝐒𝐸 tells him that he does not want to become a man right now. Then he starts saying that he thought that the boy was a girl. Hearing this, he got angry and beat 𝐂𝐒𝐸. But 𝐂𝐒𝐸 also said some such things, due to which the boy got more angry, and he started beating him even more. All the instructors were searching for 𝐂𝐒𝐸, but they were not able to find 𝐂𝐒𝐸 anywhere. On the other hand, the boy tells his name as Sun and giving a telescope to 𝐂𝐒𝐸. He says that he can like as many girls as he wants. He will definitely find them here. Hearing this, 𝐂𝐒𝐸 also gets very happy, and he was ready to agree to everything Sin said. Then he starts looking at the girls. Then 𝐂𝐒𝐸 sees a girl whom he already knew. He tells Sin that the girl's name is 𝐂𝐒ori, and both of them used to go to the same middle school. Then while leaving, Sin tells 𝐂𝐒𝐸 that from now on, 𝐂𝐒𝐸's life and her body belong to Sin, after which we see that the instructors were not able to find 𝐂𝐒𝐸, due to which Cyan was very angry because he was just seeing a new boy. When they were unable to find 𝐂𝐒𝐸, Sin arrives there with 𝐂𝐒𝐸, and Sin tells them that he was lost while looking for the way to the bathroom, so Sin has brought him to them. Then Cyan comes to Sin and tells him that if he is lying to save 𝐂𝐒𝐸, then he will have to pay a heavy price for it. But Sin says that he knows what happens to those who lie or try to run away. Then Cyan tells them that this new boy has agreed to become his dog. Hearing this, a strange reaction comes on everyone's face, and Cyan asks Sin to take good care of 𝐂𝐒𝐸 and leaves from there. After which 𝐂𝐒𝐸 was very happy because Sin saved him and also did not get beaten because of him. He was also thinking that Sin must be telling the truth about 𝐂𝐒𝐸. Then Sin goes to a boy 𝐿𝐸𝐸 and tells him something. After listening to him, 𝐿𝐸𝐸 comes to a girl and starts taking off her clothes. 𝐂𝐒𝐸 asks them what they are doing. Then Du puts his hand in the clothes of that girl and takes out the phone from her clothes, and then he and his friends start tearing the rest of the clothes of that girl, because they were saying that the girl has other devices too. Nobody was able to speak in between, but then Seo comes in front, and she also had a knife. Then one of the boys tries to hit Woodo with a stone, but then 𝐂𝐒𝐸 also comes in front, and he gets hit by the stone. Then 𝐂𝐒𝐸, after hitting that boy, also asks Woodo whether he will leave that girl now, or he also wants a fight with her, on which all of them start saying that the girl has a phone. That is why they are checking her. But 𝐂𝐒𝐸 says that they have gone far ahead of the checking line. Then the instructor comes there and stops them. Woodo tells that they have found a phone with that girl, after which everyone leaves. And when 𝐂𝐒𝐸 comes near 𝐂𝐒𝐸, looking at her, it seems that she is recognizing 𝐂𝐒𝐸. But 𝐂𝐒𝐸 does not say anything, and from there she leaves. Now the scene shifts from here, and we see Cyan, who was in a school meeting, where a man is telling him that he was so late for the meeting just because of one student. Actually, they were talking about 𝐂𝐒𝐸 because Cyan was late for the meeting while searching for him. But then that man starts leaving from there and tells Cyan that he must know that if anything goes wrong in the school, what can happen because of it. Then we again see 𝐂𝐒𝐸, who was putting a bandage on 𝐂𝐒𝐸. After putting the bandage on her properly, 𝐂𝐒𝐸 goes to that girl and tells her that now they can start talking about business. Hearing this, the girl does not understand what 𝐂𝐒𝐸 is talking about, on which 𝐂𝐒𝐸 tells her that she will not make an enemy of Woodo just to save him. The girl starts saying that 𝐂𝐒𝐸 is the president of the student council, so she should help her. Then the girl starts asking 𝐂𝐒𝐸 for help in getting her phone back, because those people had called her here. He must have kept the phone with him, and if she does not find her phone, then she will not be able to talk to her boyfriend. But 𝐂𝐒𝐸 pushes him back and asks him that despite such tight surveillance, he brought the phone here and kept it with him for so long. That girl does not understand what 𝐂𝐒𝐸 is saying. What does she want then? 𝐂𝐒𝐸 asks her if she can get another phone here. 𝐂𝐒𝐸 tells that she also needs a phone, and if she can get a phone for her, then she will teach her how to use a knife. On this, the girl asks that if she learns to use a knife, then will no one trouble her, and will she not have to live in such fear? 𝐂𝐒𝐸 says that if someone troubles her for the first time, then she will not need anyone's help, And not only this, then she will be able to kill herself with this knife. Hearing this, the girl says that she should bring a phone for her by putting her life in danger, and she will teach her to kill herself. And if she brings a new phone, then what is the need of the previous phone? The girl throws away Sayori's knife also, but Sayori picks up the knife and says that next time she should not wait for her help. Hearing all this, Hiki also asks Sayori that when did she become like this, because she used to be very good in middle school. But she looks at him in anger and throws her knife towards him and asks him to calm down. Then Sin also comes there and showing the girl's phone. He tells Sayori that he wants to talk to her. Seeing her phone, the girl starts going towards Sin, but Sayori stops her by placing a knife on her throat. Then Sayori says that she also needs the phone. On this, Sin tells both the girls that if they want their phone back, they will have to make his friend 𝐂𝐸𝐵 his man. That is, they will have to be physical with him. Hearing this, Sayori starts saying that in the end, all boys are the same, and she knew that Sin's condition would be something like this. But then the girl goes to 𝐂𝐸𝐵 and starts talking to him very lovingly. The girl tells 𝐂𝐸𝐵 that she wanted to spend her first night with her boyfriend, but now if he does this to her, her dream will be shattered. So the girl asks 𝐂𝐸𝐵 to give her phone to her just like that. Here 𝐂𝐸𝐵 also gets convinced by her words and asks him to return her. But Sean tells everyone the truth about that girl, that how her boyfriend made her mad, but still she is with him, and also used to steal money from her parents and give it to him, due to which her parents had to send her here. Sin tells that he does not know how she brought the phone, but he knows her well, and he feels that she must have spent time with some instructor to get the phone. Hearing all this, the girl gets very angry and tries to attack Sean, but Sayori comes in between and tears her clothes with her knife, due to which the girl ran away from there, and while leaving says that she will definitely take revenge from those three. Then Sayori agrees to Sin, and Sin leaves her alone in that room, but Hiki also starts thinking that all this is wrong. It is wrong to be physical with a girl like this, because there is no emotion between them. Hiki also turns to Sayori to tell her that she does not need to do all this, but he sees that Sayori, she is already preparing everything, and she closes the window curtains. Then Sayori makes 𝐂𝐸𝐵 lie down on the boxes and comes on top of her, and after this she is about to kiss her, but even after trying many times, she is unable to do it, and Sayori feels like vomiting, due to which 𝐂𝐸𝐵 stops Sayori and says that she does not need to do all this. We see that Sin was also listening to all this from outside. After this, we see that Sayori gets very upset, and even after being so upset, she was asking 𝐂𝐸𝐵 to come close because she needed the phone very much. But Hiki also stands up and tells Sayori that she does not need to do all this. Then Hiki also asks Sayori to take the phone from Sin and go, and tells her that he will take care of Sin. Then Sayori accepts 𝐂𝐸𝐵's words and starts leaving. While leaving, she tells him that even today he is as pure-hearted as before, and also tells him this, that if anyone troubles her in the school, she will kill him. After which Sayori takes the phone from Sin and leaves, and on the other hand, we see that Wudo came to know that Sin has given the phone to Sayori, due to which he was looking very angry, and is also thinking of taking revenge from Sin along with his friends. While Sin goes to 𝐂𝐸𝐵 and asks him for proof, for which Hiki also shows him a bottle. Then he tells Sin that he should not disgrace a girl's body like this, but then Sin grabs his throat and tells him that now he is just a dog to him, and also from today Hiki will also call Sin master. Hearing this, Hiki also got angry and starts telling Sin that he will not call him master, because Hiki also did not want to show Sin as bigger than himself. After which Aki also leaves from there in anger and tells Sin not to meet him again. While leaving, he was thinking that he did it, and one day he ends this useless experience with Sayori. He will also run away from this place. He sees Senki going away and doesn't say anything to her. After that, Hiki also reaches his dorm, where on seeing a new student, all the students start making fun of him and also make very bad comments on him. But Hiki also doesn't give any reply to them and just thinks that he has to leave from here for Sayori. He will soon find out about this place. Where is this place actually, and how will he escape from this place? Then Hiki also comes out of his room and starts thinking that he doesn't know how his roommates will be, and he doesn't know in what ways they're going to trouble him. Then a man follows Hiki and takes him inside his room. Hiki is also very scared to go inside, but as soon as he comes inside, his roommates welcome him very well. He was a little surprised to see this, because he had not thought that he would be welcomed so well. Then that man tells 𝐂𝐒𝐿 that his name is Ben, and he mostly stays in the office of the dorm, and if he needs him for anything, he can come to him. Then 𝐂𝐒𝐿 and those 3 boys and Ben take a photo together as a memory. Ben says that he has some work, so he will not be able to stay with him for more time, and then he leaves from there, and 𝐂𝐒𝐿 feels that now maybe those 3 boys will show their real face, and to some extent it happens. Those 3 boys give 𝐂𝐒𝐿 food for them. They send him to bring the food and tell him that they are very tired because of preparing for the party for him. Then 𝐂𝐒𝐿 starts going to the canteen, although he did not feel that all this was bullying because it could have been worse than this with him, and they have only asked him to bring food. Then he reaches the canteen and gives his plates to the man working there and asks him to give him the food, but that man talks angrily to 𝐂𝐒𝐿 and tells him that he will have to pay money to get food here. But 𝐂𝐒𝐿 tells him that he does not have money, on which that man angrily says to him that if he does not have money, then he will have to take the free food from the side. Then he goes to the lady who gives food for free and takes the food from her. But 𝐂𝐒𝐿 mistakes that lady for a man and starts talking to her like a man in front of her, due to which that lady gets very angry and scolds 𝐂𝐒𝐿 and drives him away. She does not like that free food much and watches him go. He also says that the rest of the students are also eating free food, which means that the food that is available after paying money is very expensive. That is why not even a single student is able to eat good food. But then he sees that Sin is eating very good food there, and Sin starts calling 𝐂𝐒𝐿 to him. But Sin says that if he becomes his dog and accepts him as his master, then only he will give him this good food. But 𝐂𝐒𝐿 also refuses Sin and runs away from there. Then he reaches his roommate, but he was not very happy with the food brought by him because he could not eat that useless food, on which 𝐂𝐒𝐿 also tells that he was so hungry that he finishes food on the way. Hearing this, all 3 are surprised that how can 𝐂𝐒𝐿 also eat such bad food, for which they ask him to eat their food too. Very soon he eats their food too and tells them that it was not that bad. Then one of those 3 boys asks 𝐂𝐒𝐿 that he is Sin's friend. Still he has food with him. Why is there no money? To which 𝐂𝐒𝐿 also tells that Sin had asked him to become his partner, but he refused. Hearing this, all 3 get quite surprised and start talking that they thought that 𝐂𝐒𝐿 is also with Sin. To which one of them tells that this news was given to them by Ben, and Ben's news is never wrong. But then they close the gate and tell 𝐂𝐒𝐿 that they have done so much for him only because they felt that 𝐂𝐒𝐿 is with Sin. But now they have come to know that there is nothing like that, so they start coming to kill 𝐂𝐒𝐿. But none of the 3 could understand how to kill 𝐂𝐒𝐿 because they too had not killed anyone till date. Here 𝐂𝐒𝐿 just puts his hand forward to save himself, but because of that all 3 boys fall on the ground, due to which 𝐂𝐒𝐿 starts feeling that he's got some kind of superpower. So he tries to hit the wall as well, but nothing happens and 𝐂𝐒𝐿 hits 𝐾𝐵's hand only. All 3 of them stand up again to convince 𝐂𝐒𝐿, but he again puts his hands forward in the same way, and all 3 of them fall on the ground again. After which, out of fear of 𝐂𝐒𝐿, all 3 boys take off their clothes and stand up. 𝐂𝐒𝐿 also says that all 3 of them are very weak and they have put makeup on their faces, due to which it was not known by looking at them that all 3 of them are so weak. Then he comes to know from those 3 boys that their condition has become like this because of Ben, and that is why 𝐂𝐒𝐿 starts going to talk to Ben. However, all 3 boys try to stop 𝐂𝐒𝐿 because if Ben gets angry because of him, it will not be good for them, but still 𝐂𝐒𝐿 does not stop and goes from there. Then he reaches near Ben's office and he goes inside and sees that Ben is comfortably playing games inside. And then the scene shifts from here and we see 𝐂𝐈 who was trying to call but she was not getting signals. Then that girl comes there and tells 𝐂𝐈 that if he does not get towers here, then he should return her phone, and also asks the girl to get another phone for 𝐂𝐈. But 𝐂𝐈 does not listen to her and starts leaving from there. And while leaving, 𝐂𝐈 tells that girl that she should think about her class. Meanwhile, 𝐂𝐒𝐿 is also telling Ben that he should not trouble those boys like this, but Ben starts shouting at 𝐾𝐵 and says that if he worries so much about them, he will get himself in trouble. Ben tells him that it is about to be his class time, so he should go quickly. Hearing this, 𝐾𝐵 remembers that it is really his class time, so he starts running away from there. Then 𝐾𝐿 also reaches the class on time, but he sees that everyone is being harassed in the class and is being beaten for every small thing. After which their gym class starts, which is being conducted by Cyan. Everyone is being given very difficult training, where all the children were able to bear all this with great difficulty, while 𝐂𝐒𝐿 was also trying his best to stay at the top in this, and at the same time he was also succeeding in it. He was the best among all the children in everything. But those children who were not able to train properly, Cyan starts beating them very badly, and Hickey also could not see all this and comes in between. He tells Cyan that he missed lunch, due to which he does not have the power to do anything. But Cyan does not listen to Hickey and starts beating him also for coming in between. But Hickey, while getting beaten up, accidentally punches Cyan too. Seeing this, Cyan and all the other students were very shocked, and Cyan also stopped. Then due to the punch, blood also comes out of Cyan's nose. Seeing this, Cyan got very angry and starts telling Hickey that he will not leave him because he is Sin's dog. But Hickey also refuses and says that there is no relation between Sin and him, and says that this school is absolutely useless because nothing is going on properly here. Here the students are not even being fed properly, and how can anyone do such a difficult training without food? Along with this, he tells him that if he comes back, if he beats him, he will complain against all of them to the police, due to which their school will also be closed. But now Cyan had heard a lot, and he starts beating Hickey very badly, and tells him that the same rules and the same police are there in this school. Even after getting so much beating, Hickey also refuses to accept defeat in front of him and says that he will never accept defeat in front of him. All the students also start looking at Hickey, and Hickey says that whatever he is doing is illegal. On a signal from Cyan, all the students start saying that everyone should follow the school instructors and the school rules, and whatever is going on here is absolutely right, and they should be treated like this. Hickey does not understand why they are all saying this. Cyan tells that no one is speaking in his favor. Then Cyan asks Hickey's roommate whether what is happening here is wrong, on which all three also deny and say that whatever is happening here is wrong. Well, seeing all this, Hickey was not able to understand why they were all doing this and why no one was coming to support him. Then Sayori comes there, and seeing her, Hickey starts thinking that she has come to help him. But then Sayori starts beating Hickey very badly, and after beating very badly, she tells Cyan that she apologizes on behalf of the student council for this new student. She also bows down in front of Cyan apologizing, and Hickey also starts asking Sayori why she did this, on which he tells that he can never defeat any instructor like this, because even before this, people much stronger than him had come here, but no one could stand in front of these instructors. But even then, Hickey stands back and says that he will never be afraid of these people, even if he has to die for this. But Sayori starts stopping Hickey and tells that she does not even know how many people have died here before, but Hickey is not even one of them. He hears this and asks Cyan to hit him. Sayori comes forward to stop Hickey, and Hickey pushes her a little, due to which Sayori's phone falls from her pocket, and everyone sees the phone. She goes to pick it back up, but then two girls come and catch her. Then an instructor throws Hickey on the ground. Cyan comes forward and picks up the phone. Then Udo also comes forward and says that he thought that the student council president is doing something wrong. Then Cyan tells everyone that there is a rule according to which if any student with them does something wrong, then all of them will also be punished for their mistake. With a lot of disappointment, all the students start saying that this is what should happen to them, and whatever punishment they will be given, they will happily accept it. Then all the instructors make all the students lie down on the ground and start beating them very badly. Then Cyan calls the girls of Sayori's class and gets Sayori beaten up by them. However, Sayori's classmate son Hickey is not the only one. He did not feel like doing anything like that, but because of Cyan's insistence, he had to beat Sayori. Hickey was also unable to see other students getting beaten because of him, due to which he apologizes and starts saying that Cyan was right and he is wrong. Now Cyan also becomes happy after hearing this and stops the others. All the students start abusing Hickey because he was the reason for them getting beaten up a lot. Then Cyan tells everyone to go to their rooms. At last, that girl also slaps Sayori, and she becomes very happy. Seeing Sayori in such a state, Vado also comes there laughing and tells her that now she cannot even remain the president of the student council. Then both of them also leave from there, and in the end, only Sayori and Hickey are left, and Hickey is crying and telling Sayori that because of her he also had to bear so much. While leaving, Sayori asks Hickey not to talk to him ever. Hickey also starts crying badly here and then Sin comes to him. Seeing him, Hickey also tells him that he can make everything right, and Hickey also agrees to become his dog in exchange of money. But Sin tells him that he did not keep anyone like this with him, and when Hibby had Chance, he let Chance go, but Sin tells Hibby that if he fulfills his 3 conditions, he will keep him with him. He tells that the first condition is that Hibby has to become the leader of his class, and the second condition is that Hibby has to remove Wudo from his position. That is, Wudo has to be removed from the position of instructor. Then he tells the third condition, but we are unable to hear it, and he says that if he fulfills these 3 conditions, then only he will keep him back with him, and only with the help of Sin, he will be able to rule the school. After which we see that Hickey also reaches his room, and no one looked happy to see him. Then he tells everyone that from today he is becoming their leader. Hearing this, everyone starts laughing at him and tells Hickey that he can never become their leader. But then Hickey takes out a lot of chocolates and other food items from his bag and tells them that if they make him their leader, then he will give them a chance. If he gives them money, they can eat such things always. Seeing this, everyone immediately agrees to make him the leader. Then we come to know that this whole plan was actually of Sin. Now, after becoming the leader, according to Sin's plan, Hickey also goes to Vado, and as soon as he enters his room, he punches him and tells him that from today he is their leader, so he should not even think of fighting with him. But then Wudo starts chasing Hibby with his companions, and Hickey was running away from them. Then Hibby fills his jacket with stones and starts hitting Wudo's companions one by one. Seeing this, Wudo was also surprised that Hickey is hitting his companions even while running so fast. Then Hickey starts going further, and at the same time, Hickey was also checking the time. After this, he runs and reaches the office where Ben was also there, who was checking the time, and as soon as they come inside, he starts closing the gate. Seeing this, Wudo asks him why he is closing the gate, to which Ben tells that it is 9 o'clock. All the gates are closed, and this is the rule here. Whoever is outside will stay outside, and whoever is inside will stay inside. Wudo understands that 𝐂𝐈𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐻 plan from the beginning was that he could somehow bring Wudo here from 9 o'clock, so that his friends remain outside. Then Ben leaves from there, but Wudo says that he can easily beat someone like 𝐂𝐈𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐻 alone and starts coming towards 𝐂𝐈𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐻. But Hickey starts laughing and tells Wudo that Wudo is alone here, but Hickey is not alone here. Then his classmates come out. Seeing this, Wudo gets very scared, and all the classmates of Hickey start beating Wudo. Seeing this, Hickey also smiles and starts thinking that the person who bullies all the weak students is lying on the ground today. At the same time, he decides that he will take revenge from every person who has bullied him. A very evil smile was visible on his face. Now the scene shifts from here, and we see that an instructor, he comes to Cyan and asks him if he found any phone during the inspection today, to which Cyan says yes and asks what happened. The instructor asks for that phone and says that it is his duty to take care of these things. The next day, Hibby brings a lot of phones to Cyan, and also Vado, who is beaten up very badly. Seeing this, Cyan asks Hibby what all this is, to which he tells that after the previous day's learning, he went to Vado to ask some rules, so that he can also become a good student. But in Vado's room, he sees that all the students are using phones. Seeing this, Hickey told Vado that he should not do all this because he is a district officer, and all these phones should be given to Cyan. But Vado clearly refused to do so, and on the contrary started asking 𝐾𝐈 to join them. Then Hickey says that he clearly refused to join them, due to which Vado got angry and left his entire school. The class was sent to kill Hickey, but with the help of good training given by Cyan, he and his class together defeated all of Vado's friends and brought all the phones to him. We see that Hibby had put a cloth in Vado's mouth so that he could not speak anything. After knowing all this, Cyan goes ahead and starts beating Vado very badly, and then he asks to take him away. Then Cyan comes to Hibby and praises him a lot, after which Cyan goes to Headmaster Gene. Then after admitting that boy, Gene tells Cyan that the student was Cyan's responsibility. Actually, Wudo was being talked about here, for which Cyan apologizes. But Gene says that he should be punished for this. Then Gene takes out her hunter and starts hitting Cyan with it, due to which he was feeling a lot of pain, but still he was not moving. Then we see that another instructor also sees Cyan being beaten like this from the gate, after which we see Wudo, who was kept in jail, and then another. Instructor Rio comes to him. Wudo starts telling Rio that all this was not his fault. Hickey has trapped him. Then Wudo starts saying that this phone business used to benefit him too. Then why is he not saving him now? But Rio asks Udo where's the phone of that girl June. on which Dude tells that her phone was taken by Sin, and then it reached Saori, and finally Udo is gone. In the story, Cyan had taken that phone from Saori, which means that in the end, her phone is with Cyan. But then Ryo asks why did he catch June's phone. Udo says that he thought that she had brought the phone to school by herself, so being a district officer, he caught her phone, but Ryo gets very angry with this and also beats Udo and tells Udo that now only Cyan will see him and punish him. Then many instructors go to Udo and start beating him, after which Ryo is thinking wild, believing that when it asked for June's phone from Cyan, then Cyan had given him some other phone, and he came to know about this when Ryo returned June's phone to him. Ryo quickly decides to take revenge from Cyan, because now he has come to know that Cyan is not that strong in reality. The whole brain behind him is of Headmaster Jane. On the other hand, we see Hickey be telling Sin how he escaped from Wad's friends and how he caught Wad's phones. But Sin asks Kibby to keep quiet because this is just a beginning. Then Sin brings Kibby to his room and tells him that this is also his headquarters. Kibby was very surprised to see Sin's room, because Sin's room had everything from a computer to a good sofa. Then Hickey also asks Sin who he really is, to which Sin says that he is his master and ends the conversation right there. Then Sin here, in the joy of Hickey's victory, tells him some rules of the school. He asks Kibby to remember what happened the previous day, on which he remembers, and tells that no instructor came among them yesterday. They did not even see one. Only Ben was there whom Sin had sent there. Then Hickey also starts asking why this happened. Why did no doctor come among them? But Sin does not tell Kibby anything and says that whatever he has learned for today is enough. Then Sin says that now they should leave all these things and move on to their next day. We should focus on the plan, which is to finish off Class 6. Sin tells Kibby that there are many people in the school who have phones apart from Wudo, and Hibby's job is to catch them and win the trust of Cyan, so that he can dominate the other students as well. And if Hibby keeps moving forward like this, then one day he will definitely be able to get a phone for Saori as well, which will make her happy again. But Sin tells Kibby that even if he arranges a phone for her, she will still treat him like a useless person. Also, Hibby should never forget that till yesterday he was just a useless person and how much he was insulted. To avoid this from happening again, Hickey has to show everyone how powerful he can become compared to others. Sin says that he will help him in every possible way to become strong. After which Sin tells Hibby that the leader of Class 6 has named you and it will not be easy to deal with him. That too, after doing something like this with Wudo, Ki will also be happy with his family. He reaches his roommates because according to Sin's plan, he had to fight with you along with them. But all of Hickey's roommates refused to fight because they were very scared of fighting, and they say that they were able to kill Wudo only because they had separated him from his friends. Otherwise, they would not have been able to defeat him. Hickey also tries to convince them a lot, but none of them was agreeing, due to which Hickey also leaves from there in anger, and while leaving says that from now on he is not the leader of those weak people. On the other hand, Ryo comes to Sin's room, and Sin asks him what work did instructor Ryo have that he had to come to meet him himself. At the same time, a girl is fighting with Saori, and Saori almost defeats that girl. Then the little girl with that girl tells Saori that her name is Akane, and she is his younger sister Hoku. Then Akane tells that both of them want to make a class of 3 girls, but Saori refuses them and starts leaving. She says that she doesn't have time for their stupid games. The scene shifts from here, and we see Ryo strangling Sin and asking him where June's phone is. Sin says that if he dies, Ryo will be in a lot of trouble, to which Ryo replies that he is going to die anyway. He is just hurrying up, and that's when a man comes and kills him. The boy follows them and throws Ryo, due to which he hits the wall. Seeing this, Ryo asks who is this person who attacked him. Sin tells that he is his bodyguard, and he has permission from the headmaster for that. Then Sin says that he does not want any kind of trouble, and wants to spend his time comfortably, and he does not have June's phone. Here we see Kibby, who is in a very empty place. But then many people come there, and they had come to kill him because they wanted Hibby's position, and also they had a plan for him in their mind. Hibby is not afraid, and tells them to go because if they want to do something then it will be dangerous for them in the future. Then Hickey also shows them the time, and he asks them to remember the time. Then Hickey also starts hitting himself very badly. Seeing this, all the people start laughing at him because they feel that Hickey has also gone mad, and that is why he is hitting himself. Then we see Saori, who convinces those 2 girls. She was leaving, but then 𝐂𝐒 opens her jacket and shows many phones. And she also tells Sayori that she can use them to talk to her younger brother. And she can also use the internet as much as she wants. Hiki also beats himself a lot and then spills sauce on himself. Seeing this, no one understands why he is doing this, and then he falls on the ground and says that he will not use such phones. He cannot cheat his head instructor like this. Hearing this, the leader of those people starts running from there, and then Cyan comes behind him, and without listening to him, he hits his head on the wall, and the rest of the instructors take him from there. Then Cyan also leaves from there. Seeing this, the rest of the children start telling the boys that he has done a very wrong thing. He has trapped them, but Hiki also tells them that his fight was only with their leader and not with him. So if they come to his side, he will give them whatever they want, and he will also give them good food at night. Hearing this, all the boys start saying to hi 𝐾𝐵. He agrees to support 𝐾𝐈𝐒. Then he asks them where do the people of Class 6 do their business, to which the boys tell that they do it behind their dome and in the building of Class 2, but they tell him not to come in between their work because it will not be right for him to anger Class 6. They also tell that their leader is also very strong and even all of them together cannot harm him. That is why if he gets angry, none of them will survive. Then Sayori comes there with her two friends. Seeing her, 𝐾𝐈𝐒 calms down and is unable to say anything. But then 𝐂𝐒 starts running towards 𝐾𝐈𝐒 because she liked him at first sight, so she starts sticking to 𝐾𝐈𝐒. But 𝐾𝐈𝐒 tries to push her away. Then Hoku stops 𝐂𝐒 and tells her to give all her phones to them. But on hearing this, everyone starts laughing and making fun of her. But then Hoku comes forward and kicks one of them and makes him fall. Seeing this, everyone is quite surprised. In a short while Hoku is left alone, she defeats all the boys. But then Sin also comes there and tells them that they cannot trouble his dog like this. Then there is an argument between Sin and Hoku starts attacking them. Seeing this, Sin and Hiki also start running, and the other three girls also chase them. Then Sin and Hiki also run and reach the dorms, but even then they do not stop chasing them, and the three girls also come inside. Then as soon as they go to the bathroom, water is thrown on them with a very strong pipe, and those girls see that there are many other boys with Sin. Hoku comes forward to attack them, but Yu is also there, and he easily defeats Hoku and grabs her throat with a pipe. Seeing this, Sayori comes to help him, but Yu also knocks her down on the ground with a single kick. He was going to kick Sayori again, but Hiki also comes in between and takes her kick on himself. Seeing this, Sin tells Hiki that once again he came in between them. Sin asks him to give a test so that he can trust him again. Sin asks him to take photos of both the girls by undressing them, and then he will make those photos viral. Hearing this, Hiki also gets very angry and throws a phone and says that he cannot do anything like this. Then Yu comes forward and punches 𝐾𝐈𝐒 very hard. Then Sin tells 𝐾𝐈𝐒 that he knows that he did not do anything with Sayori that day. Hearing this, Sayori and 𝐾𝐈𝐒 both get surprised that how did Sin come to know about this. Then Sin gives the phone back to 𝐾𝐈𝐒 and says that this is his last chance. If 𝐾𝐈𝐒 does not listen to him, then now Sin himself will become 𝐾𝐈𝐒's enemy. 𝐾𝐈𝐒 also got very scared after hearing this and starts picking up the phone. After this, we see a girl named Moku who is taking food, but then the man giving the food tells everyone that Moku is the same boy who tried to run away but was caught, and today he is back with them. Hearing this, everyone starts praising him. They start laughing and he starts leaving from there, but while going he also collides with some people. Then those boys take Maku aside and beat him a lot and ask him to become their servant and also step on his food. And they force him to eat the dirty food lying on the ground, after which Maka brings another food for himself and comes alone to the ground. But then Cyan comes there and he asks Maka to go to the canteen and eat. But then Maka tells Cyan how everyone is troubling him, and Maku asks for Cyan's help in this. But instead of telling or explaining anything to Maku, he started beating him and tells him that he hates those people the most who try to run away. Cyan tells that he thought Maku was following his rules properly, and Cyan was happy to see this. But after some time Maka tried to run away. After beating him a lot, Cyan starts leaving, but then Maka says that he did not want to run away. But if all this continues like this, then one day he will definitely die. After listening to Maka's words, Cyan also remembers some things from his past, where he was a police officer, and he was sent on some dangerous mission, due to which he also seemed very scared. Then the scene shifts and we go back to the past. We see 𝐂𝐵, who had a phone in his hand, and he agrees to take just one photo, but before that 𝐂𝐵 tells him that he will take Saori's photo, but for this he will have to promise that he will never come in the way of Saori and any other girl again. But Sin tells 𝐂𝐵 that right now he is not in a condition to demand anything. Here, Yu punches Hoku, due to which she falls on the ground. 𝐂𝐵 also goes to Saori and starts opening her jacket, but 𝐂𝐵 also says that if Ben keeps holding Saori like this, then he will not be able to take off her clothes. Then Sin asks Ben to leave Saori. Now 𝐾 also signals to her while taking off Saori's jacket, which Saori also understands, and then he hits that jacket on Ben's face and catches him. 𝐂𝐵 also starts telling everyone to run away, and then Akane and Hoku also run away from there. But before Saori can run away, Yu catches her and kicks 𝐂𝐵. He beats him and knocks him down. Now Sun goes towards 𝐂𝐵 and tells 𝐂𝐵 that he was given a chance, but he lost it too. Now 𝐂𝐵 will have to suffer a lot. Sun starts telling him that he was not even able to be loyal to him, to which 𝐂𝐵 also says that he always wanted to make him fall in the eyes of Saori, and at the same time Sin was making him do such things which were absolutely wrong. They were talking when Ben comes there, and he brings Akane and Hoku back. Then Instructor Ryo also comes there and asks if 𝐂𝐵 is also here. Then 𝐂𝐵 stands up and says that he has to make a complaint against Sin because Sin is making them fight among themselves and is also beating him along with his friends. But then Ryo asks 𝐂𝐵 to keep quiet and tells that there is a complaint against 𝐂𝐵 that he is creating a lot of trouble in the school, and at the same time 𝐂𝐵 also has a phone. Then Ryo tells 𝐂𝐵 to keep quiet. Sin throws 𝐂𝐵 on the ground and takes out the phone from his pocket. Sin comes to 𝐂𝐵 and tells him that Ryo is the in charge of Class 6. 𝐂𝐵 was surprised to hear this. Then we see the scene of the past where Sin tells Ryo that Jun's phone is with 𝐂𝐵, and a few days ago he has won some trust of Cyan by giving some of Cyan's phones to him, and now 𝐂𝐵 has started considering himself a hero. Also, 𝐂𝐵 still wants to catch all the phones and give them to Cyan, and this time if Cyan gets the phones, he will destroy them for sure. But Ryo leaves all this and asks Sin where 𝐂𝐵 is. Sin tells him that he has a plan for 𝐂𝐵, and for that Ryo will have to come to Cyan's side. Here back in the present, Ryo is telling 𝐂𝐵 that he has tried to trap all the boys by using the girls, so that 𝐂𝐵 can make them do whatever he wants them to do, after which we see that 𝐂𝐵 is being used to make those children break the school rules. For forcing him to do this, he is punished by sending him to the solitary room for 2 weeks, and on the other hand, Saori, Akane, and Hoku are given 5 kilometers extra running and bathroom cleaning duty for a month to support 𝐾. Then Ryo throws 𝐂𝐵 in the solitary room and tells him that he will go mad here within a week because this place is no less than a bad prison. Here 𝐂𝐵 also starts remembering that when they were being taken, Saori thanked him, but then Saori told 𝐂𝐵 that you do not need to come in front of me or in my way again. He hits the ground in anger and decides that from today onwards, he will never trust anyone in the world, and from today onwards, he will take a new birth, no matter how much darkness 𝐂𝐵 goes into, even if he has to sell his soul. But from today onwards, 𝐂𝐵 will have only one goal. Then the scene shifts from here and we see Sin, from whose mouth blood started coming out due to coughing, and then Ryo also comes there in a lot of anger. Then we see a scene from 7 years ago where Cyan and his best friend Yaya and the rest of the team went for a mission. But the mission backfired on them, and their whole team was killed, and only 𝐾 and Cyan survived in the end, but they were still being shot at continuously, due to which Cyan was very scared. But even after being in such a bad condition, he looked cool. Then 𝐾 asks Cyan to bring help, and he himself goes to fight with those people. Cyan goes out to try to stop 𝐾, but Cyan was so scared that he hid there and did not go to get help. Then in the evening, Cyan comes out and sees that his friend 𝐾 is dead. When 𝐾's family comes to know that everyone died on the mission, but only Cyan came back alive, they all start abusing Cyan. Everyone is present at 𝐾's funeral, but only 𝐾's son was not there. Then Cyan goes to the game center to get 𝐾's son, but 𝐾's son was busy playing games, and he did not know anything about the world. When Cyan tells 𝐾's son that his father was a hero, he gave his life in the mission but did not let those people come forward. Hearing this, his son starts saying that what benefit did he get from this? He died in the end, and neither did he earn enough money for him so that he could live his life well. Cyan is very surprised to hear all this, and then 𝐾's son falls on the ground. Cyan starts telling all the children playing games there to call the ambulance, but everyone is so busy playing games that they were so busy that none of them listened to Cyan, after which we see that along with Kia, her son also dies, after which Cyan leaves his job and comes to Kia's daughter, who is Jean, for whom Cyan is working now. Cyan met Jean in a hotel where Jean was standing over a man. Seeing this, Cyan gets shocked and says that if his father had seen Jean like this, he would have been very sad even today. But Jean tells Cyan that now that he is dead, whatever he thinks does not matter. She also says that she has full right to decide how she wants to live her life. Then something starts happening to that man, and he starts asking for his medicine, but Jean does not even move to give him his medicine. Seeing this, Cyan comes forward and starts picking up that man's medicine, but then Jean takes the medicine from Cyan and throws it out. Cyan quickly starts going out to get the medicine, but before that the man had died. Seeing this, Cyan starts asking Jean, what did he do? To which Jean says that he was her husband, but now she wanted to get rid of him, and anyway the blame for his death will go to that man's previous wife instead of her, or it will be considered a case of heart attack and closed. Then from that day itself, Cyan started working for Jean, and he also helped Jean to start the school, after which we see Hibby, who is also working out in his cell. Then Cyan also comes there and starts looking at Hibby, after which finally Hibby's time is over and he is taken out of the cell. The instructor who had come to take Hibby starts asking him whether he had gone mad here in so many days, to which Hickey also says that he is feeling much better than before. The instructor was a little surprised to hear this and asks Hibby to leave, and when that instructor goes to Hibby's cell, he sees that a very dangerous drawing has been made there, after which we see that some students were chasing 𝐂𝐨𝐸 and she runs away from them. She was running, but then she collides with Moku and falls down, and those students reach 𝐂𝐂𝐸, and then all of them start making fun of Moku. Hearing this, 𝐂𝐂𝐸 asks Moku if he is not going to take revenge for this insult because they are speaking ill of her in front of her, but Mach keeps sitting with his face down. Seeing this, 𝐂𝐂𝐸 starts thinking what kind of a person he is. Then those boys start coming forward to catch 𝐂𝐂𝐸, but then Hickey also comes there. Seeing him, 𝐂𝐂𝐸 was surprised because he looked like a completely different person than before. Then 𝐂𝐒𝐾𝐈 asks those boys to leave, but they all start making fun of 𝐂𝐾𝐈 and say that, hey, this is the same person whom been and you beat up very badly. Then one of those boys comes there and starts pushing him with his finger, but then Hickey also catches his finger and throws him on the ground. And then his other friends also start coming to beat Hibby. Hibby thinks in his mind that he is still not as strong as those people, but if he pays attention and uses the right technique, if he uses his strength, then he can win from them. So Hickey also starts fighting with them with good technique and attacks everyone's weak points and joints, due to which no one can stand in front of him, and everyone runs away in fear of 𝐂𝐒𝐈. After their departure, 𝐂𝐒𝐈 starts going with 𝐂𝐂𝐸𝐸, and Moku is thinking, looking at 𝐂𝐒𝐈, that how strong he is. Then 𝐂𝐂𝐸𝐸 and 𝐂𝐒𝐈 come to a room where Hibby feels that 𝐂𝐂𝐸𝐸 has to talk about something important, but 𝐂𝐂𝐸𝐸 starts climbing on him and says that she loves him very much, and now 𝐂𝐒𝐈 has also saved her life, so she will spend her whole life with him. But Hibby is trying to push 𝐂𝐂𝐸𝐸 away. Then Hoku and Sayori also come there, because they came to know that some people have attacked 𝐂𝐂𝐸𝐸. But when they come here and see something else was going on there, then the scene shifts and we see that all the boys were running with Cyan here. Hickey also stands up and asks permission to say something to everyone. Cyan gives permission for this. Furky also tells everyone that some time ago he did a lot of wrong things, due to which he had to face a lot of trouble. He had to go to the gym also, but now he will not let anything like this happen and will try his best to live together with everyone. None of the boys like what 𝐂𝐒𝐈 said, but Cyan likes every single thing about 𝐂𝐒𝐈. Then 𝐂𝐒𝐈 says that from today all the students are not his friends, but his brothers. Cyan is very impressed with his words and tells him that he is going on a very good path, and if he moves forward like this, then one day he will definitely get success. Seeing this, all the boys are very surprised that 𝐂𝐒𝐈 has trapped Cyan with his words. Then all the girls come there, and seeing them, Cyan asks their instructor what is happening, on which the instructor tells that these girls are training in Kung Fu and they have become so strong that now they are not able to improve by fighting with girls. That's why he has brought them here. so that they can fight with boys and improve their skills. 𝐂𝐈 also agreed to this and sent some of his students to fight. But no boy can stand in front of Hoku and his friends, and all of them lose very easily. After their defeat, Hiki also asks 𝐂𝐈 to go for the fight, for which 𝐂𝐈 agrees and Hiki becomes forward for the fight. Then we see the past scene where Hiki is telling Hoku that he wants them all to work together, and whatever is going on is all Hibi's plan. Also, Hibi had told Hoku that she does not need to back down in the fight, and she can fight with her full power. After which we see that Hiki also goes to Hoku and tells her that she is very strong, so he is expecting a good fight from her. But then Hiki also puts his hand on Hoku's chest and starts saying that she is so strong that for once even Hiki had forgotten that she is actually a girl. Seeing this, all the students are very surprised and start saying that after such an act, Hoku is about to beat Hibi very badly. Hoku also starts hitting Hibi in a lot of anger, and Hibi was trying to stop Hoku's punch while retreating. Then Hoku's instructor tells 𝐂𝐈 that Hoku used to go to a martial arts school before coming here, due to which she is very strong and is very good at fighting with many boys of the school, while Hiki was also just stopping Hoku's attack, due to which all the boys start feeling that now even Hiki is not going to be saved, and after doing such an act, Hawk will not leave him. All the girls were also saying that a boy like Hiki should be beaten badly, but then a girl tells him that Hiki is making a trap for Hoku and Hoku is getting trapped in it. Then that girl tells that Hiki is also standing for a long time and stopping Hoku's attacks, and by doing this he is saving his stamina, and Hoku is continuously attacking him, due to which Hoku will get tired. Soon, while Hiki is also stopping the attack, he thinks that he will have to hold her for some more time, and soon his plan works and Hoku starts getting tired, and as soon as he gets the chance, he hits Hoku and makes her fall on the ground and traps her in a lock. Hoku tries hard to get free from the lock, but is unable to do so, due to which she has to accept defeat. Seeing this, all the boys and Hoku's instructor are shocked. Then Hoku's friend comes to help her, but Hoku stops them all. But her instructor tells Hiki that he has defeated Hoku by using dirty tricks. But 𝐂𝐈 tells him that Hiki has not learned any kind of martial art, and neither does he know any kind of fighting style. So how can he fight with Hoku? So he used his brain and defeated Hoku. But then Ryo comes there and tells 𝐂𝐈 that this plan of fighting with a student of another class is very good. So Ryo wants to arrange a fight between 𝐂𝐈's class and his class. 𝐂𝐈 says, and then he brings his class leader Yu forward, and says that he wants to fight with the students of his class, but 𝐂𝐈 says that Yu was brought here because he injured his opponent in the fighting, and Ryo wants to make him fight here too, on which Ryo starts saying that he only wanted a friendly fight, but maybe the boys of 𝐂𝐈's class can only fight with girls. Hearing this, 𝐂𝐈 also gets a little angry. While Hibi could not understand why Ryo is suddenly going against 𝐂𝐈 here, but Hiki also starts thinking that he was about to win 𝐂𝐈's trust by winning against Hoku. But now it is possible that all this will get spoiled because of all this. But Hiki also decides that if he does not even try, then he will not be able to do anything. Then he comes forward and tells 𝐂𝐈 that all the students in his class are new and the students of Ryo's class have been training for a long time, so he is stronger than them. But still, Hiki also asks 𝐂𝐈 for permission to fight because he thinks he can beat you. Everyone is shocked to hear this because Yu is very strong and he is one of the strongest people in the whole school. But still, Hiki also tells you to challenge him in standing attention. He wants to do this, and in this standing attention, one is to stand in a cautious position. Whoever moves first among those two players will lose. 𝐾𝐈 accepts this challenge and says that no matter what trick he uses, 𝐾𝐈 can never defeat him. After which we see that as soon as 𝐂𝐈 says, 𝐾𝐈 and you both stand in front of each other. Then time starts passing while standing, and a lot of time passes but none of them moves. The condition of the boys standing there starts deteriorating, and Hiki, or you were not ready to accept defeat. 1 hour passes, 2 hours pass, and the 3rd hour also passes. Seeing this, Ryo starts feeling that he had come to humiliate 𝐂𝐈, but if Hiki also stands like this, then it is possible that he may lose like this. That is why he tells everyone that both the players did very well, and he makes that match a draw. Both Hiki and you sit on the ground tired, and 𝐂𝐈 tells all the students to train a lot, and he asks Hibi to go to his room and rest. Then Moku tells 𝐂𝐈 that he lives in Hibi's room, so he can take Hibi there. Then 𝐂𝐈 orders Moku to take Hibi to his room, after which, while taking Hibi, Moku asks him that now everything is fine because Hiki did not lose. The match was just drawn. But Hiki also tells him that this is just the beginning. Then he quickly asks Moku to bring a bucket of cold water and a bucket of hot water. Moku does the same and quickly brings 2 buckets of water. Then Yu comes to Hibi's room and he looks very angry. But then Hiki pours cold water on Yu and tells him that he was standing in the heat for a long time, so now he will be fine with water. But Yu started coming forward to accept Hibi. But then Hiki pours hot water on Yu. Yu moves forward again, but then his legs start shivering and Yu says that he is feeling very cold, to which Hiki also says yes. Laughing, he says that before this he was standing in the heat for a long time, and as soon as he came inside, cold water was poured on him and then hot water, due to which the temperature of Yu's body has completely deteriorated, so his body is not working properly. Then Yu also starts vomiting. Then Hiki also tells that in such a condition he cannot even stand straight, and Hiki also gets ready to take his revenge. But then the scene cuts and we see that the students of Hibi's class were coming, and they were thinking that after Hibi's condition, Yu will never leave him, and it is possible that Hibi is beating him in his room right now. But then Yu falls out of Kibi's room. Seeing this, everyone was very surprised. Then Hikibi comes out to beat Yu, but Yu's friend catches Hikibi. Hibi starts telling those students that they should help him because if they miss today's chance, they will always be afraid of Yu. But one of those students starts saying that they should not listen to Hibi because till date he has always got them in trouble along with himself. But then Moku hits Yu's friend from behind with a chair from the room, due to which he fell on the ground. Everyone was surprised to see Moku fighting like this, and Moku shouts that now he will not be afraid of anyone because he is tired of being others' dog. Seeing him showing so much courage, one of the students hits the boy who was instigating them against High Kibi. Then all of them tell Hikibi that they are ready to support him. And then Hiki also picks up a broken stick and goes to Yu and tells him that whoever stands in front of me will have to bear the same pain that Yu is going to bear. After which we see that Hiki was also seeing a dream in which he was in a running competition with Sayori. And then Sayori gives that stick to High Kibi and Hibi starts running. He runs very fast and leaves everyone else behind. In this way he also wins, and when he looks back, all the students were lying there in injured condition, and they seeing this, Hiki also got very scared and the stick in his hand also had blood on it. Then Sayori comes to him and Hiki also gets very happy to see her, but then Hibi's angry personality comes, who asks Hibi to take him on the right path, but Hibi refuses to go and he also attacks Hibi with that bloody stick. But then Sayori comes in front of Hibi and then Hibi's dream also breaks. As soon as he wakes up, all those boys come to him and start apologizing to Hibi because till date they have behaved very badly with him. But he talks to them very nicely and starts thinking that none of them has heard anything about Sin for a long time. Then Hiki also asks them whether they know anything about Sin, on which they tell that Sin has not created any kind of trouble for a long time, so they do not know anything. Hiki also tells them that if they come and know even the smallest thing about Sin, then they will come quickly and tell him. Then while leaving he tells them all that they are his family, and from today onwards they don't need to be scared of anyone. He also says that if any of them tries to harass or bully Moku, then nothing worse will happen to them. Hearing this, they all refuse to do anything like that, and Hiki also joins them there. He leaves, and while leaving he is thinking that he will find Sin from anywhere. No matter in which corner he is hiding, he will get him out. Now the scene shifts from here, and we see a man named Hayo, and he was talking to someone about Sin on the call. We are not shown the other man, but from the talk, he seemed to be Sin's brother. After this, we see Akane, who snatches Yu's friend's phone and asks him to return it after some time. The boy refuses to do anything like this, but Hoku and Sayori scare him, due to which he calms down. Then Akane tells him that when the fun is over, she will definitely return his phone. After which we see Hayo reaching the school, and he was beating Cyan because Cyan was not able to handle some school children, and everyone was fighting among themselves. Ryo was very happy to see Cyan being beaten. At the same time, Hayo punches Cyan so hard that his nose starts bleeding, but then Jean stops him and says that if he doesn't stop all this right now, it won't be good for him either. Then Hayo asks Cyan to get her injury treated and tells everyone that as long as Cyan is out, he will be the in charge of the school. Hearing this, Ryo is very happy and starts going with Hayo. Then Ryo tells him that a boy named Hibi has thrown both Wado and Yu out, so first of all he has to get Hikibi out of the way. But here Hayo asks him about the phone, Hearing this, Ryo got a little scared and says that a password will be needed to start the phone, and also it has been many days since that incident, so the phone must have been switched off. But then here Hayo asks him to tell the truth about everything that has been going on here for so long, because Hayo was also understanding that Ryo is hiding something from her. After which we see Akane, who tells everyone that they cannot use any kind of internet here because it has been restricted. Due to this, they cannot even call anyone, on which Sayori says that she had promised that she will make Sayori talk to her younger brother. Then Akane tells that there is only one school network here with the help of which they can do anything, but it is only for limited people, due to which they cannot use it. But Akane tells that she can easily break any kind of limits, but she will just need some time for this. But then she starts thinking something. Seeing this, Akane asks her what she is thinking. Then Sayori asks if they have seen Sin for some time, on which both of them deny. Then Sayori tells about that girl June, and tells that she used to talk to her boyfriend in the school itself, which means there is something in the school which they do not know. Then Hoku asks Sayori that how did a good student like her come to such a place? On hearing this question, Sayori starts remembering her past. Then Hiki also comes there, and he tells them that now they have to make a plan. But as soon as he comes there, Sayori leaves from there. Then we see Hayo, who is telling someone that he will find him soon and he need not worry. As soon as the call is cut, June comes behind Hayo and starts talking to him very lovingly, after which Akane, Hikibi, and Hoku come to Sin's personal room, but Sin is not found there, and all the useful things were also missing, due to which they get very angry. Then they all start searching for some useful things there, and Hikibi also finds some useful things there. Along with that, he sees a lot of medicines in a drawer, from which he understands that Sin was very ill, and he did not know this till today. On the other hand, Sayori had reached June, and June tells Sayori that her brother's health is worse than before, and she also came to know that Sayori needed the phone only to talk to her brother. Then June tells that she also knows that Sayori will be in the school till then. She cannot go out of the house unless her guardian wants to, after which we see Sayori's past, where a few years ago her father dies of some disease, and she explains to her brother that both of them and their mother will live together. But a few days after the father's death, Sayori's mother also commits suicide, due to which now Sayori and her brother Su are left alone, and Sayori's brother Su was still very young, so his responsibility also falls on Sayori. Despite being young, Su tells Sayori that he will take full care of her, so she need not worry. Sayori and Su are sitting alone when a man comes to Sayori who tells her that he is their uncle, and now Sayori and her brother did not have any place to live, so Uncle asked to keep them at his house. Sayori also feels it is right to go with him, and she also says yes to this, and the three of them start living together. Then after a few days, Su's report comes, and they come to know that a very fatal disease has surrounded Su, due to which his condition is very bad. But Uncle tells Sayori not to worry because he will get Su treated very well, so that he will be fine again. Sayori also becomes very happy to hear this. But after that, her uncle starts showing his true face and starts taking advantage of Sayori, and Uncle tells Sayori that if she does not entertain him, then he will leave her. If he does this, then the money that he is spending on Su's treatment will be spent somewhere to get entertained, after which no one knows what will happen to his brother. Hearing this, Sayori gets very scared and does not stop Uncle from doing anything. But Sayori starts getting very upset because of this, and one day, she comes to know that her uncle has stolen his money, due to which he is living such a good life today. So when Uncle comes to Sayori, Sayori stabs him, but he does not die from her attack, and gets very angry and asks her to send him to a place from where she will never be able to meet her brother again, from which we come to know that Sayori was not actually a phone addict, but her uncle sent her here to take revenge from her, and now, without her uncle's permission, she can never go out of this school. Now we see the present scene again where June asks Sayori to help him. Then June tells her that she will get her out of this place in just 2 days. But for that, whatever June says, Sayori will have to do that. After which we see Akibi, who was standing alone at night and was thinking about the fact that he had found so many medicines in a phone in Sin's room. Then Moku also wakes up and he comes to Akibi and starts asking him what he is doing outside so late at night. But here Akibi gets very angry and asks Moku that when he was in Solo for 2 weeks, did he not hear anything about Sin, not even the smallest thing, to which Moku denies, and tells that he did not hear anything nor did he see Sin. Then Hiki also asks Moku that when he ran away from this place, did he really get out? But then he asks him if he is thinking of running away from here. He says that even if Hiki is thinking of running away, then he should not think anything like this, because even if he leaves from here, nothing will happen. They will catch him again, But Hiki also interrupts Moku and asks how he got out of here, to which Moku tells that he met a purple-haired boy who gave him a map which had the complete route of the gutter. On hearing this, the purple-haired student, 𝐃𝐈𝐒, comes forward and tells Moku that it must be Sin. Then Moku tells that as soon as he got out of here, he had to post on the internet what is actually going on here. Moku tells that he also posted, but as soon as he posted it, it got removed from the internet automatically, and after this Moku's parents sent him back. Knowing all this, something starts going on in 𝐃𝐈𝐒's mind. The next day, everyone comes for training, and today Hiki was also leading his class. Then he tells his class that if they train well and are successful in getting Cyan on their side, then they will not have to live in fear in front of the rest of the class. He is also thinking in his mind that he has to win Cyan's trust as soon as possible. At the same time, he thinks that he knows that Sin is somewhere in the school itself. Then all the instructors start coming from the front, but Hiki is also there. He sees that Cyan is not among them, and 𝐂𝐲𝐲 comes to their class and tells them that the head instructor Cyan will not come for some time. Until then, he is the teacher of their class. Hearing this, Hiki also gets completely shocked and starts thinking that that man must have done something to Cyan. Then 𝐂𝐲𝐲 starts their training and tells them that he will get them trained his own way, and then he asks everyone to stand straight and tells them that they will have to stand like this for 2 hours, and also if any one of them falls before 2 hours, then they will have to start from the beginning. Hearing this, everyone gets quite shocked and 𝐂𝐲𝐲 starts their training. Everyone stands for a long time, and 𝐂𝐲𝐲 himself sits comfortably under a tree on the side. Then Moku gets dizzy and falls. Seeing this, 𝐂𝐲𝐲 comes to them and starts saying that one of them fell so soon, and the previous day one of them had even tied with you. Then 𝐂𝐲𝐲 lifts Moku and starts telling him that if he does not stand back up quickly, his entire class will have to wait in the sun. Seeing this, Hiki also comes forward and tells 𝐂𝐲𝐲 that they are all new students and they do not have the stamina to bear so much training. That is why Hiki asks 𝐂𝐲𝐲 to take the punishment of all the students on himself for today, because he was the one who defeated Hoku and also tied the match with you. Hearing this, 𝐂𝐲𝐲 asks all the other students to sit down and starts taking 𝐵𝐵 with him, after which 𝐂𝐲𝐲 brings 𝐵𝐵 to the office and starts drinking tea with him. 𝐵𝐵 asks him why he has brought him here when he is a normal student. He tells that all the students are here, but Hiki is also the most important student among them. But Hiki also says that he has not done anything to be called the most important student. Then he tells him that he is the most famous boy in the school because when he came here, he first heard the name of 𝐵𝐵, and all the students were his students. They respect him and accept him as their new leader. Hearing this, Hiki is a little surprised because he had not thought that he would become the leader of the whole school. Then 𝐂𝐲𝐲 tells him that together with him in Rio, they will rule over the whole school. Now 𝐂𝐾𝐵, after hearing all this, remembers Sin's words of that day when Sin had asked him to do those 3 things, the third thing of which was that 𝐵𝐵 should come on top in the whole school. 𝐂𝐲𝐲 also gives 𝐂𝐾𝐵 time to think about this, and 𝐵𝐵 starts thinking what he should do and what not. Now the scene shifts from here. We see Saori, who is in the solitary cell. Then 𝐂𝐾𝐵 also comes there and sees Saori in this condition. Then 𝐂𝐲𝐲 says that earlier Saori used to be the president of the student council, and now she is locked up here. That's why power is necessary. The one who has power can do anything. Seeing this, Hiki also starts laughing and tells 𝐂𝐲𝐲 that he will work with him. Then Hiki also comes out with 𝐂𝐲𝐲, and 𝐂𝐲𝐲 tells 𝐵𝐵 that he needs Jun's phone at any cost. 𝐵𝐵 also asks him to bring that phone anyhow. After some time, we see that 𝐵𝐵 brings that phone and gives it to 𝐂𝐲𝐲. He gives it to 𝐂𝐲𝐲 and tells him that he has also charged the phone, on which 𝐂𝐲𝐲 tells Hiki that he completed this work very quickly, on which Hiki also tells that this work was very easy with everyone's help. Then he asks 𝐂𝐲𝐲 to take Saori out of the solitary cell, and 𝐂𝐲𝐲 agreed to this, after which 𝐂𝐲𝐲 is carrying Saori, but he puts her on the way and starts saying that he did not even know that Saori would be so heavy. Then 𝐵𝐵 also starts crying, after which we see that an announcement is made in front of all the students that from now on 𝐵𝐵 is the president of the student council. Hearing this, all the students are very surprised. Then from here, the scene shifts to 𝐂𝐲𝐲, who is given the task of finding Sin to 𝐵𝐵. He tells that he has already put all his instructors on the task of finding Sin, but no one is able to complete this work. But 𝐂𝐲𝐲 feels that Hiki can also find Sin. Along with that, 𝐂𝐲𝐲 tells that if 𝐵𝐵, when 𝐂𝐲𝐲 finds Sin, he has a very good gift for 𝐵𝐵, and at the same time, he will let 𝐵𝐵 do anything with Sin. Hearing this, we see an evil smile on 𝐵𝐵's face, and 𝐵𝐵 says that he will definitely find Sin from anywhere. After he leaves from there, Ryo tells 𝐂𝐤 that he is trusting Hibby a lot, on which 𝐂𝐤 says that a boy who has come from the bottom to the top can never miss a chance to gain more power, so he has full faith in Hibby. After which we see that the news of Hibby's school has been leaked on the internet, and the news has reached all the news reporters, as well as the common people, that the law is being broken in the school, and the students here are being treated in a wrong way. 𝐂𝐤 also comes to know that everyone is getting to know about his school. Then the reporters also come outside the school and start asking questions. But Jean comes there and asks him to answer their every question. After this, we see Hibby. Let's see who comes in front of 𝐂𝐤. And 𝐂𝐤 was about to run away from the school because if he stays outside, then he can control everything again. But Hibby did not want this because 𝐂𝐤𝐠 is also involved in the leak of news. Then Hibby tells 𝐂𝐤 that he planned all this with Sean. And their plan was successful because now everyone knows about the reality of the school. Then we come to know that 𝐂𝐤𝐠 had gone to the hospital with 𝐂𝐼 and leaked all the news from the phone, and then 𝐂𝐤 starts hitting 𝐂𝐤𝐠 in anger, and 𝐂𝐤 was so strong that 𝐂𝐤𝐠 was not able to escape from him. But then Cyan comes there and tells 𝐂𝐤 to stop. But 𝐂𝐤 laughingly says that he has a lot of children, and he will make them stand in front of all the reporters, and all the students will say that everything is going right here. Then all the reporters will have to believe the children, and the name of their school will be restored. But then 𝐂𝐤 sees that there is not a single child in the ground, on which Cyan tells 𝐂𝐤 that he cannot control the students forever. But still 𝐂𝐤 is not worried because he knew that the police will not come because this news is just an internet rumor, due to which the police will never come for this. But then Sin puts petrol in his room and sets it on fire, due to which there's a very strong blast there. Seeing this, all the reporters start calling the police. Seeing this, both Jean and 𝐂𝐤 were very surprised because now the police will definitely come due to the fire. Then Cyan says that now he cannot run anywhere. Along with the Cyan also tells Hibby that he still has some work which he has to complete. Then Hibby leaves from there, and Cyan tells 𝐂𝐤 that as long as I am standing here, you can never go from here. Then 𝐂𝐤 starts coming forward to beat Cyan, but Cyan knocks 𝐂𝐤 down with just one punch, and 𝐂𝐤 was not able to stand back after just one punch. Then we see that all the students together beat all the instructors, due to which now there was no one left to support 𝐂𝐤. On the other side, 𝐂𝐤𝐠, also Sin is going to the roof, but there's a lot of fire on the way. But still Hibby moves forward without worrying about the fire, and there on the roof Sean is watching the police coming. Then 𝐂𝐤𝐠 also comes there, and seeing him, tears come in Sin's eyes, and after this is how the school ends. Hibby and Sin's plan is successful, and all the children get freedom. And with this, the series ends here. So if you liked the video, then subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon, and